Welcome back to Swiss Watch Expo. This is Angel, and today we're taking a look at my 3 favorite picks for power reserve indicator timepieces. Stick around. Welcome back to all of my watch lovers. This video today is really for someone who loves a lot of details with their timepieces. And this week I thought I'd choose my 3 favorite picks for power reserve indicator watches, meaning that how much power you have left on your watch is actually displayed on the dial. A lot of brands carry different types of indicators on the dial, whether it's Panerai or different watches like that. But today I chose 3 very high-level watchmaking companies: the Lange, the Patek Philippe, and the Jaeger LeCoultre. So the first timepiece that I'll jump right into that I really love is this Patek Philippe 8-day power reserve Gondolo. So the reason I love this watch is, of course, it has 8 days of power that it can be used for, which is an extreme amount of reserve on a watch like this. So when you have a power reserve indicator, what that means is that the watch is most likely going to be a manual wind, meaning that you have to spend time loving and engaging with the watch, and there's no battery or not an automatic movement as well. So of course, I love the shape of the Gondolo. I love how they fit so many complications into such a clean dial. And with this, having an 8-day power reserve, you really have a lot of time to appreciate the design, because it takes over 130 rotations of the crown here to completely power that mainspring to get the movement going for 8 days straight. So you will have, of course, a beautiful display of your time in a traditional way, but they've also made it a day date with the date on the wheel here in correlation with a small seconds. And then you'll also have a day window there as well. And then, of course, your 8-day power reserve indicator is going to be right here at the top of the dial. And so we just powered this up just a bit. But the nice thing with this watch is that you have a beautiful red window to let you know when you've reached that point. So beautiful timepiece. The movement for this Gondolo was created specifically for this watch. And of course, it will have a beautiful exhibition case back. This strap is done in a beautiful navy blue, which I think beautifully complements the dial on this timepiece. So great start for power reserve indicators here. So next up, we'll take a look at this beautiful and exclusive timepiece. This is your Lange Sohne Zeitwerk. So the Zeitwerk was created based off of an opera house in Europe that indicated the minutes every 5 minutes without any chimes or anything, so that way that the performers could keep an eye on how much time they had left. Now, of course, this will not display the time every 5 minutes, but every single minute. And that is a really complicated thing to do on a timepiece. If you take a look, it's such an easy to read, such a clear, clean dial. This would show that it's 10:48. So every minute, this window will change, which takes so much work. It's such a complicated design. You'll have this beautiful small seconds here, but it's actually quite large. And that'll display how many seconds, of course, you have left in the minute. And maybe while we're on this video, you'll get the chance to see the day, the minute change. Now, the other thing here is you'll have that beautiful power reserve indicator right at the top. I love how that's displayed. The Zeitwerk timepiece is really something of a high level of watchmaking and such a beautiful case. I love the way that the lugs are positioned, the detailing that they've taken on the side of the case. And if we take a look, we may be able to see it switch from 1048 to 1049 in just a moment. There you go. It just jumped right to the next minute. It's such an elegant timepiece. I love the base plate. It's done in an actual piece of silver combined with the rose gold. Stunning timepiece, and probably one of the only times you'll see something like this. Great timepiece with 36 hours on the power reserve there. And last, but certainly not least, is the Jaeger LeCoultre Duometre Quantieme Lunaire. This timepiece is immaculate. And I feel as though Jaeger LeCoultre is always kind of put to the back of the list, but they take such care in the timepieces that they create. And this is such a special creation. They've kept the dial so clean, but you have so many different features on this chronometer here. So the reason I chose this for the power reserve indicator is because you actually have a dual power reserve. You'll have a 50-hour power reserve on this timepiece, and it's indicated here with the small hands. You'll see one in that blued steel as well as the rose gold that will show you that 50-hour power reserve. And that's really, one is to really keep that mainspring going and fully powered when you have so many complications like this. And another is to help with the power reserve of the minutes and the hours. So if you notice, you'll see that beautiful subdial there at the bottom. It's going to measure every 1/6 of a second. So a really particular timing mechanism. And then you'll see that standard second sweep around the center of the dial. You'll have your moon phase indicator, as well as how many days you are within that particular moon phase. The date can be deployed and changed so easily here with the pusher on the side, so you don't have to really get into the complications too much. And then, of course, your standard time. I actually had a client that pointed out to me on this particular timepiece, when you wear it, even if you wear it under a sleeve and it's covered just a bit, you'll still be able to see the time there. So I love that for this timepiece. And the way you wind this power reserve indicator is unlike really any other. You will just take this crown and kind of ratchet it up back and forth like so. And if we were to open this watch and take a look at the back of the movement, you'd see those two parts of the movement really starting to get going. So that is the way you'll see an increase in the power reserve indicators and know that you've really powered this watch up. It's such a stunning timepiece. I love the way that they've satined the case's body on the side, and it's done with a beautiful chocolate strap in rose gold. So 3 very special timepieces we have here at Swiss Watch Expo. Please let us know down in the comments what your favorite power reserve indicator timepieces are. I'd love to know, and we could get any of these added to your collection here. So give us a call here in the showroom. We'll do a FaceTime, and check us out at SwissWatchExpo.com.